Good morning to all. Good morning, sir.
Yesterday, the last thing we dealt with was field due to a solid sphere inside the sphere. Field due to a solid sphere inside the sphere. I will redo that and then go for potential. You are interested in the field at a distance of small. I want the field at a distance of small. This is a solid sphere solid sphere. The mass inside is taken as m1, mass outside this point is taken as m2. So m will be m1 plus m. This is what we did. And we said field here at a distance of r will be field due to m1 plus field due to m1. I will redraw m1 here. If I draw m1 here at a distance of smaller, what will be the field on its surface? G m1 smaller by r. G m1 smaller, sorry, directly field on the surface of m1 is G m1 by r square. Due to m1 on its surface will be G m1 by r square. Now due to m2, m2 is this. M2 is a shell. Field inside will be 0. Consider thin shells. Each shell will give me 0 field inside. Add up all the zeros, it comes out to be 0. Then you said G mass per unit volume 4 by 3 pi r cube into 4 by 3 small r cube by r. Mass per unit volume into volume of this particular mass, this particular solid sphere, I'll get m1. 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi will go Gm small r by r. Field inside a solid sphere is Gm small r by r. Right? Now, if you substitute small m, G, density into 4 by 3 pi capital R cube by R cube into small r, 4 by 3 pi rho G small. This is the other form of remembering the expression for field inside a solid sphere. We have done till here, right? Are you people on mute?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to find the potential. There's something very funny here. Now potential also you will find out because of M1 and M. Can I rub this part of the board?
Please
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat that EM2 wala part?
Come again. Which one?
EM2, you how did you get it to be 0?
I'll draw M2 here separately. This is M. This is M. Right? M2 constitutes of thin shells. Each shell will give me 0 field inside.
Oh, yeah, okay, sir, understood.
Each
Thank you,
shell
sir.
will give me 0 field inside. Add up all the zeros.
So what about the shell in M2 of the least radius? Means like just after the point. So wouldn't be like on the
Just
surface.
inside. The point is just inside. Suppose you consider this. The point is just inside.
It's not on the
It will
surface.
also give me 0.
So it's not on the surface, right?
Just inside it will be 0.
Yes, sir. So you had also made a graph, right?
Yeah. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Now listen. How will you calculate the potential inside a solid sphere? This is the tricky part. Now, potential inside a solid sphere will be potential because of M1, potential because of M2. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
M1 will be minus G M1 by small r. On the surface of M1, minus G M1 by small r. Now, potential due to M2. In the case of field, it was quite easy because it was a zero. You added all the zeros. Potential inside a shell is not zero. Potential inside a shell is not zero. When you consider a thin spherical shell of radius x and thickness dx, BVM2, I am taking the potential here due to the thin shell. I am taking the potential at a distance of r due to the thin shell. Whatever is the potential on the shell, everywhere inside it will be the same. Whatever is the potential on the shell, everywhere inside it will be the same. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Minus G dm by x. Radius of the shell was x. Mass of the shell is dm. This will be the potential on the surface of the shell. Everywhere inside it will be the same. Minus G density into 4 pi x square dx by x. Density into volume of the shell. Volume of the shell is surface area into thickness. BVM2 is minus G rho 4 pi integral x dx. Is my calculation correct? Yeah. Now I'll have to convert this density as well. This is BVM2 minus G mass per unit volume 4 by 3 pi r cube into 4 pi x square dx upon x. Now 4 pi will go minus 3 gm by r cube integral x dx. Least value of x is small r, maximum value of x is capital R. Minus g dm by x is the potential on the surface of the shell. Everywhere inside it will be the same. dm is density into volume of the shell. Density is mass per unit volume. This I will have to integrate from small r to capital R. Vm2 minus 3 Gm by 2r cube r square minus small r square. This is the potential due to M2. This is the potential due to M1. M1's value need to be substituted. How will I get M1? Density into 4 by 3 pi small r cube. What is M1 equal to? Minus G density into 4 by 3 pi small r cube by r plus of Vm2. Substitute the value of density. Substitute Vm2 here, add both of them and tell me your final answer. This is the potential due to the outer mass M2. This is the potential due to M1. Adding up both. M1 I substituted as density into volume. Density is mass per unit volume. Just as here I substituted, here also you should substitute density. And tell me my final answer.
So what did you substitute in the second line from top? Right way. Yes, sir. First two, sir.
I substituted for dm, mass of the shell. Mass of the shell. Density into volume. What is volume of a shell? Surface area into thickness.
Yes, sir.
Substitute Vm2 here, substitute density here, and your final answer I need. Take it down till here and give me the final answer.
Because how did you get 4 pi x? 2 pi x नहीं होगा. 2 pi x square dx.
Surface area of the sphere of सिखाना. Surface area of a sphere 2 pi x square है आपके अनुसार.
नहीं, sorry sir.
सुबह डिप्रेशन में चला जाता हूँ मैं आप लोगों से. Surface area of a sphere. Consider a thin shell, thin ring. If this is theta, this is d theta. This is, I'm taking a sphere. Sphere का surface area, how will you calculate? Consider an elemental ring. Radius of the ring is r sin theta. Thickness is r d theta. So what will be the surface area of the ring? Cut it and make it straight, length into breadth. Surface area will be 2 pi r sin theta is the length. Breadth is r d theta. Integral dA is 2 pi r square integral sin theta d theta. Least value of theta is 0. Maximum value of theta is pi. ये तो मुझे पढ़ाने लायक नहीं दिख रहा है. Surface area of a sphere I have to derive for students in 12th standard. 4 pi r square.
Sorry sir.
Done, sir.
Substituting this here and substituting density, this is the answer that you should get. I will write the answer minus gm by 2r cube into 3r square minus r. This is the answer that you are supposed to get for potential. All of you, please confirm that you are getting it. Substituting this here and substituting for density. Mass
Yes, sir,
per
yes.
unit volume.
You have to remember this result, right?
No, that is what I am coming to. Now listen. All of you once pay attention to what I am saying. This is a mind game that JEE people play. I never asked you to memorize the formula F equal to M. Did I ever ask you to memorize that?
No, sir.
right? Field, because of this solid sphere inside, outside, though we are writing it n number of times, you will by default remember because you will use that while solving problems. F equal to MA, you used so many number of times that you will by default remember. Field inside a solid sphere, field outside a solid sphere, you will use that n number of times. So you will remember. This expression, you will use it only for one problem in your booklet. Hardly two problems. So what you people do is, you will open the notes, see the formula applied. Your job is done. Thereafter, you will tend to forget because you will not use this formula regularly. Now, what JEE people did is, they asked you a question on this for 2 marks. For 2 marks. Everybody knew you had to just apply the potential formula and you will get, but we forgot the formula. And why did we forget the formula? Because you used it hardly for 2 problems. Some formula which you use n number of times, you will remember. This formula you will use only for 2 problems in the booklet. Thereafter, students will forget. What was the JEE question for 2 marks? I'll tell you when I'll come till there. Right? So do remember. JEE people intentionally play with the students. If they would have given this at least for 5 marks, I'll derive it in the examination. For 2 marks, you will not have surplus time to sit and derive this in the examination. You don't remember the formula, you have lost. All you have to do is just conserve energy at those 2 points, for which I will have to know the expression for potential. So JEE people are very well aware of what students will remember and what they will tend to forget. So they keep hitting on these points once in a while. Though JEE is not a formula-based paper, it is a concept-based paper, but at least 1 or 2 questions will be based on formula. 90% of the paper is based on concepts. 10% of the paper is based on formula. Now the 10% of the paper is also important for us. You will have to remember these formulas. What are all the formulae that you have to remember? I will summarize in gravitation. I need the board for that.
Done, sir.
No, for a point charge, everything that we derived, we are putting it this way. Potential is minus Gm by R, field is Gm by R square. If I have M1 and M2, then you will define potential energy minus Gm1 and by R, or V into M2, potential into M2, any one of them will do. Right? Relation between field and potential minus dV by dr, or dV is minus integral E dot dr. Bring dr to the left, integral E dot dr. You can cross verify. I know field. Substitute field here. Integral dr by r square. Will I get potential or not? I know potential. Substitute potential here and differentiate. I will get the field. Then we said for a ring at a distance of x, potential is minus gm by root over of r square plus x square. Field is gmx upon r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Field is maximum at a distance of r by root 2. At a distance of r by root. This is also r by root 2. Then you said a hollow sphere at a distance of small r. Sorry, not a hollow sphere. We dealt with an infinite long wire. Field is 2g lambda by r. Semi-infinite wire. This will be g lambda by r, g lambda by r. Semicircular wire, 2g lambda by r will be the field. Hollow sphere, solid sphere, I will summarize. Take it down till here. These formulae you have to remember. Tell me when I can rub the board.
Done, sir.
Now, interestingly, one important information here. All of you, please listen to me. How do you do this integration? At infinity, potential is 0. At R, you are finding out the potential. Wasn't it the definition? Potential is the work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to that point. Yes or no? So
So,
at infinity, how do you define this point infinity? The point where the potential is 0. Ideally. This is the reason why for an infinite long wire, semi-infinite wire, you didn't define the potential. For an infinite long wire, semi-infinite wire, you didn't define the potential. Why didn't you define the potential? Because for an infinite long wire, you cannot define infinity. The wire is infinitely long. Wherever you go, the potential will not be 0. For an infinite long wire, you take infinity, potential will not be 0. Hence, you cannot define potential for an infinite long wire. You can define potential difference between 2 points. Have a look at this. All of you pay attention to this. Take the same logic. Delta V will be minus integral 2g lambda by r dr. R1 to R2. It is permitted. This is R2, this is R1. And coming from R1 to R2, I want the potential difference between these two. This is defined. Delta V will be minus 2g lambda ln of with this plus R1 by R2. I don't have a problem in defining potential difference, but I have a problem in defining potential at infinity. Just put infinity here and see what will you get. You will get ln infinity. And why are you getting that? Because you are not able to define this 0. This is infinite long wire. Wherever you go, you will never reach the point 0 potential. If I had a point charge, infinity is somewhere there. There I will not experience any field. That is infinity for this point charge. But for an infinite long wire, wherever I go, the potential will not be 0. So this point doesn't get defined. That is what mathematically you see when you put R1 is infinity. Put R1 infinity and see, you will end up with infinity here. That's the reason why you didn't define an expression for potential. But potential difference is defined. R1 and R2. Finite values. Make a note of this.
So why you're saying that an infinity potential cannot be 0 over here?
It is infinitely long, right? Wherever you go, you will experience a force. What is infinity? Point where I don't experience force due to that point charge. How do you define infinity? Point where I don't experience force. Infinite long wire, wherever I go, I'll experience force. So we are unable to define a point infinity for an infinite long wire.
Sir, but it will be 2g lambda by r, no? So for r tending to infinity, it will give me 0 only, no?
Listen, is this a point mass?
No, sir.
It is stretching up to infinity.
Yes, sir.
When it is stretching up to infinity, I can consider that to be a circle. Positive and negative infinity could be a circle. This is the straight line,
Yes, sir.
right? So wherever I go, I will experience force due to that.
Got it, sir.
Sir, do we consider only x direction? What if we go in z direction towards infinity?
Radial direction, anything will be there, x, y, z. This is the wire. You take this as x, you take this as y, this as z. I am speaking out the radial direction. Wherever you go, this is the wire of infinite. Wait, इतना सब आपको समझाने की जरूरत नहीं. Put R1 as infinity. Put R1 as infinity. See what is the answer you're getting.
Infinity.
Right. Hence, we are not defining potential at a point. That explanation will make it easy for you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Tell me when I conduct the board.
Done, sir.
To listen, all these expressions, potential, if I differentiate with respect to x, I'll get this. This I integrate with respect to x, I'll get this. You are aware of it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now for a hollow and solid sphere, also we used this. There will be a strange and funny thing that you will come across. First, let me summarize hollow and solid sphere. Hollow sphere. Hollow. What is the potential here? Minus Gm by small r. What is the field here? Gm by r. For any external point, whole of the mass of the shell will appear to be concentrated at the center. On the surface, potential is minus Gm by capital R. Field is Gm by R. Gravitation में potential without negative sign does not make sense. Gravitation में potential without a negative sign does not make sense. Inside, potential is minus Gm by capital R. Field is Z. Something that we have summarized yesterday, but I am redoing it because you need to write all the formula on one page and you have to remember. Solid sphere. For an external point, life is quite simple. Minus Gm by small r. Field is Gm by r square. On the surface, potential is minus Gm by r. Field is Gm by r square. Inside, field is Gm small r by r cube, and potential is minus Gm by 2r cube. Yeah, 3r square minus small r. inside a solid sphere, field is directly proportional to R. Potential is minus Gm by 2R cube into 3R square minus small r. If you people observe carefully, differentiation of V with respect to R, I will get the field. Integration of field with respect to R, I will get the potential. Integral E dot dr, infinity to R, I will get this. You can cross verify. Integral E dot dr, infinity to R. Substitute field here and integrate, you will get this expression for potential. Now, why am I emphasizing on it? You found out field yesterday. You should have done integral E dot dr. Integral E dot dr, infinity to small r. You will not be getting this. What is the mistake we are committing? What rectification should we do to get this answer? Take it down till here, think and tell me. I'll help you. Integral E dot dr, infinity to small r. I should get the potential. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But you will not get, you are committing a mistake in it. Take it down till here and think about it.
So it is defined only for inside a sphere. So how are we taking infinity as the limit?
Definition of potential is work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to the point. You have to take from infinity. But the point that you said was correct. It's a hint for the answer. Think on it. So what is the solution that you would propose? The point that you said, field formula is defined inside the sphere, is right. So what is the alternative that you would suggest?
Sir, do we have to integrate from infinity to capital R then R to smaller?
Perfect. Because this field is defined only inside the sphere, so you will do this field is not the same from infinity to smaller. Infinity to small r field is not the same. Infinity to capital R will be E1 dot dr plus capital R to small r is E2 dot dr. E1 का value you know is Gm by R square. E2 का value is Gm small r by R cube. The field outside the sphere and inside the sphere are not the same. Hence, you will separately integrate from infinity to capital R, then capital R to small r. Integrate and see, you will get the answer. But ironically, you will not get the negative side. Think on it, why and tell me. When you solve this, you will get the same answer without the negative sign. Why?
Because in field we are just considering the magnitude.
Right. We have to consider the vector E dot dr, magnitude 3 लिखा.
So they are in opposite direction. So it was 180 भी आएगा.
They're in the same direction. Field is radially inwards. dr is also in the same direction.
R is decreasing, so dr is negative.
Perfect. dr is negative because r is decreasing. Both the places dr is negative because r is decreasing. Right? So in the last step or in the first step, do not forget to carry the negative sign for dr. These formulae that we summarized, you have to remember. They are compulsory and mandatory. And just as I told you, problems based on this potential expression inside, there are hardly one or two. So you will tend to forget this. You forget this, you will be in soup. They are asking you 2 marks questions on it. And this point, is it clear? Field outside the sphere is different, field inside the sphere is different. So infinity to capital R, you will integrate separately, capital R to small r, you will integrate separately. And why you are not getting the negative sign? Because dr is negative. Technically, in both the expressions, I should carry dr to be negative. R is decreasing. One last thing before we go into the doubts. If this is a solid sphere with a cavity inside, this is O dash. Solid sphere with a cavity. Incidentally, the usage of this expression will be exhaustive in electrostatics. But you will have to remember this is an solid sphere with a cavity. With a cavity. Solid sphere with a cavity. What are you interested in? I'm interested in the field. Where are you interested in? Inside the cavity. Where inside the cavity? Anywhere inside, you tell me the value. I take this distance to be d, this distance to be r1, this distance to be r2. field at the point P. Can I say it is field due to the complete sphere minus field because of the removed part? Say something. Are you people convinced?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Field because of the complete sphere minus field because of the removed part. Now, what is the expression for field due to the complete sphere? Field due to the complete sphere. What is the expression?
GM R2 by R cube, capital R cube.
Gm small r by capital R. Right?
Yes, sir.
But then that m will be the total mass of the sphere. Total mass of the sphere is not given.
So we'll take
The
density.
dotted region is given. So under those circumstances, Gm small r by r cube or 4 by 3 pi rho g small r. We would prefer to use this formula. Why? Density will be the same.
Yes, sir.
You get the point. Why this formula was given to you is, I use this where density is the same. Density of the removed part, density of the leftover part, density of the complete sphere is the same. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So hassles of calculating the total mass is removed if I use this formula. 4 by 3 pi rho g. From here it will be R2 minus removed part के वजह से what will be the field there? 4 by 3 pi rho g R1. Vector subtraction, right? Field is a vector. 4 by 3 pi rho g R2 minus R. R2 minus R1. Will it be D? Say something.
And those are distances, right? Not vectors.
What makes you think they are not vectors? R1, R2.
Distance है ना but बोला.
समझाने में नहीं. अरे वेक्टर डायरेक्शन दिखा रहा हूँ. वेक्टर ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, वो क्यों डिस्टेंस लोगे? वेक्टर डायरेक्शन भी लेना ही है. ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ एडिशन. This is R1. This is R2.
So you are taking right angle triangle, right?
ट्रायंगल लॉ में सिर्फ रेक्टेंगल ट्रायंगल होगा. ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ एडिशन में this is A, this is B, third side of the triangle. If this is R2, this is minus R1. This will be the third side of the triangle. Triangle law of addition, is there a rule that it should be applicable only to right angle triangle? R2 minus R1. Will it be D or not?
Yes, sir.
Triangle law. R2 minus R1 will be D. The result is incidentally unexpected. What do you mean? Field inside the cavity anywhere is the same. It is independent of R1 and R2. It depends only on the distance between the centers. Field inside a cavity anywhere inside will be constant. Both magnitude and direction. Both magnitude and direction. Field inside a cavity anywhere inside will be constant. It depends only on the distance between the two centers. अब क्या बोल रहे थे यार आप? Field inside a thin shell. कितना बोल रहे थे आप? Field inside a thin shell. How much were you telling?
0.
0.
Zero. How do you construct a thin shell? From a bigger sphere, remove and another sphere concentric. O dash will be at the same point. O dash is at the same point at O, then you will get a thin shell. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If O dash is at O, what is the value of D?
0,
0.
What will be the field inside?
0.
Is this what you were telling me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So field inside the cavity of a solid sphere will always be constant, both in magnitude and direction. Including this formula, you will have to remember all the formulae that we summarized. In the next class, we will come down to earth. Right? Why did you derive for solid sphere? Purpose of solid sphere's field potential are to deal with earth. So, this class you yet have the privilege to float in air, but next class we will come down to earth. Can I rub the boat?
Yes, sir.
Next class will be very important and quite tough. Application of this gravitation in SHM. You will find very, very, very weird results. Things that will non-intuitive physics. Gradually your transition is into non-intuitive. What you feel is right need not happen. Will not happen in many situations. Now the topic is your doubts. 1 second, let me open the assignment sheet of rotation. Let's see. Downloads. So, statics, section.
So I had doubt in part test 2 question.
So even I had it.
Wait, second part test का paper खोलो. 1 second. part test का कौन सा मेल से आया हुआ है? Part test was conducted on which day? हाँ नहीं मिल गया. बोलो. part test का पेपर खोला.
Her question 18, my answer is not matching.
So question 6.
Question 6.
Question 6.
18.
Okay, 1 second. After 6th, sixth, this angle is given as 30 degree, right? Now this is a 1 kg mass moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second. 4 kg mass. Now actually what they did was a smart move, because in the options they didn't ask you the value of small e. They gave it as a perfectly elastic collision. If you can kind the velocity j sin theta, if you people have seen the solution, it's a very smart move, right? It is a perfectly elastic collision. So they conserved the energy and they found out j sin theta. Now I assume that your doubt is not that. Your doubt is if you are using j as impulse and solving, how to solve. Is that right? Will you people say something?
So I think the values given are not correct because my answer.
Wait. Let v be the speed of the ball after collision and let this be v naught. Now this velocity, how much is it given? This will
4
start
meter per second.
4 meters per second. So firstly, it is elastic collision. So half 1 into 10 square is the initial kinetic energy. Half 4 into 4 square plus half 1 into v square. So half gets cancelled out. 100 is equal to 4 into 16 plus v square. V square is 100 minus 16 into 4 is how much?
64.
100 minus 64.
36.
So v is 6 meters per second. Velocity of this octa collision. Right. Second part of the question, they're asking for impulse j. Impulse j. This is j. This is j. This will be j sin 30. This will be j cos. Right? J sin 30 is equal to j sin 30 is equal to mass into velocity. 4 into 4, 16. So j is equal to 16 into 2, 32 Newton second. What they have done is a smart move. This procedure, did you get the answer or not?
Yes, sir.
No. I assume if I solve using a different procedure, you people are not getting the answer. Is that your question?
Yes,
Or
sir.
solution clear to you? If your people are happy with this, I'll not use a different procedure. That's my point.
So by different method, it was not matching.
Now can I rub this?
Yes, sir.
I saw that message on some of the group, but I also didn't solve. So let me solve it. Have a look at this. First of all, this is impulse J, this will be impulse J. This will be Jy, this will be Jx. After the collision, let me say, assume that initially this was at rest. This is moving with 4 meters per second. This has Vy and this has Vx. Are we okay with that? Variables. This is 4. Right. Firstly, this will be theta, right? This will be J cos theta. This will be J sin theta. J sin 30, J cos 30. So firstly, J cos 30 is equal to 1 into Vy minus 0, my first equation. Now, here J sin theta is this way, minus J sin 30. I am taking this negative. Final momentum is 1 into Vx minus 1 into 10. 1 into 10 is also, or take this only negative, this positive, so that you are safe. Negative, so this is positive, negative, negative. Right? So technically J sin 30 will become, this is 10 minus Vx. This is my second equation. Right? J cos 30 is m into Vy. J sin 30, I took positive, will be equal to final momentum m into Vx negative minus m into Vx initial. Minus of minus became plus. How many variables do I have? 2 equations as on date and 3 variables. J is 1 variable, Vx is 1 variable, Vy is 1 variable. Agreed? Now, small e is equal to 1. Small e is equal to 1. How do you get the value of small e? Resolve everything in this direction. Right? What is this particular angle? This is 30. So this will be 30. This will be 30. Am I right? This is 90. So this angle will be 60. Are you able to see the board? Should I make the diagram bigger?
Visible.
It's visible, sir.
Visible. Now, have a look at this. Velocity of this mass E is equal to velocity of the 1 kg mass final minus velocity of the 4 kg mass upon initial velocity of the 4 kg mass minus the velocity of the 1 kg mass. Velocity of the 1 kg mass minus velocity of the 4 kg mass upon initial velocity of 4 kg mass minus initial velocity of the 1 kg mass. Now, velocity of the 1 kg mass along this, have a look at this. This will be Vy cos 30 minus Vx cos 60. I'll take everything in this direction positive, in this direction negative. This will be Vy cos 30 minus Vx cos 60. This is V1 minus of 4. What is this angle? You are telling me 60. So this will be 4 cos 60 with a negative sign minus 4 cos 60. Are you able to see that part of the board?
Yes, sir.
Velocity of the wedge. This angle is 60. This angle will be 60. Right? Now, velocity of the 4 kg block initially is 0 minus this in this direction. This will be 60. 10 cos 60 minus 10 cos 60. E is equal to 1. First equation, second equation, third equation, 3 equations, 3 variables. In fact, I have 2 more equations. I have 2 more equations. Information is more. What are the two more equations? One, conservation of momentum in the horizontal direction. Have a look at this. Vx, I will directly get my answer by see. Two more equations I am showing you. What is this mass? This is 1 kg mass into 10 negative sign is equal to 1 kg mass into Vx with a negative sign plus 4 kg mass into 4. So am I getting Vx directly? I conserve linear momentum for both in the x-axis. Minus 10 is equal to minus Vx minus 60. 4 kg mass after the collision is going with 4. Right? So minus Vx is equal to 16 minus 10. Vx is equal to minus 4. That means Vx will not be in this direction. It will be in the backward direction.
So
What
minus
Vx
6,
Pardon?
minus 6, right?
Minus 6. Minus 6. Now find out Vy. I know Vx. J from these two equations. Third equation is this. Finding out Vy will not be difficult. He asked you for J and he asked you for V. When will I get V? If you get Vx and Vy. Please make it fast and tell me if you are getting the answer or not.
So, but the final V should be greater than 6, right?
What do you mean by final?
So, if we add Vy plus Vx, then it should be greater.
We add Vy and Vx, it should be greater than 6.
So in previous method, we got V is 6.
Yes, so that's
And
what.
here Vx square plus Vy square whole root will be greater than
Yes,
6.
sir.
One second.
So, should I tell my method?
1 second, right? Vx, conservation of momentum along its axis. Then there is some flaw in the question,
So there is some extra info, I think.
which is contradicting.
Yes, sir.
Just after collision, velocity of the wedge
Yes, sir.
becomes 4 meters per second. Wait.
Sir, according to your Eka equation, Vy is coming out to be 0.
तो सही है ना यार, दिक्कत क्या है आप लोगों को?
Sir, but from equation 1, it's not 0.
Yes, sir. Then J will also have to be 0 according to equation 1.
Yes, sir.
K is 32.
So this contradiction also comes when you solve the velocity vector perpendicular and along the incline and then equate it
Yes, sir.
to the values. There also the velocity of the wedge cannot be 4 meter per second, sir.
When the velocity of the wedge 4 is wrong.
Yes, so if you Google the question also, that's not what the value is supposed to be.
What do you say if you Google the question?
Yes, after the test paper, I tried looking it up. It may be a printing error or maybe it's extra information.
Just a minute. Then, 1 second. Somebody said I'll equate the velocities along. 1 second. I know what you are saying. You will equate the velocities tangential. They should be equal. So let me take the velocity in this direction. This angle will be 60. With Vy cos 60 plus Vx cos 30 should be equal to. This was 10, right? This will be 30. Should be equal to 10 cos 30. Am I right? What did I do? I equated the velocity of small m along the tangential direction before and after collision. How much are you getting? Vx as minus. Vy cos 60 is, sorry, cos 60 is half. Cos 60 is half. Vx is minus 6 root 3 by 2. 10 cos 30 is root 3 by 3 by Vy you are not getting Vy by 2. You are getting 5 root 3 plus 3 root 3.
Has 3 roots. Yeah.
16 root 3 I am getting Vy.
So it will be minus, right? 5 root 3 minus 3 root 3.
Vy ये right side लाएंगे तो plus हो.
तो लेफ्ट में माइनस
Left में
माइनस
plus.
होगा.
ये minus है.
So it is plus over there, right? So if you take it on the RHS, it will become negative 3 root 3.
Vx. Sorry. He's right. So this will be minus. So this will become how much?
No, sir, in the second equation, it should be minus instead of that plus.
Second कहाँ कौन सा second?
In the left-hand side of the board, the second equation, it should be minus instead of plus.
Yes, sir. Vx minus 6.
yes sir.
So Vx is minus 6.
भाई सुनो. You substituted Vx, right?
So you have substituted wrong now. You have substituted plus 6, but it is minus 6.
So Vx is in the opposite direction of the diagram.
Then what I wrote first is correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It will
16.
turn out to be 16. Yeah, that means the information given is contradicting at two places. You people are right. The information has a flaw in it because question solved from two procedures should give us the same answer. If not, we are going wrong. Now these two is giving me one answer. They shouldn't have given you velocity of the wedge after collision.
Yes sir.
That value is not 4,
That's
right? I'll make this a bonus.
Sir, can you look at question 18?
Yes, sir. 18 also there's some mistake in the answer here.
So I think the answer should be root over 20 or something, but it's showing as root 16, that is 4.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I think the answer is correct.
Which one?
18th.
Yes, sir, it's correct, I guess.
No, sir.
One second. Question
Yes,
number
sir,
two.
it's correct.
And identical beads are embedded in a smooth wire which is in vertical circle at the end with radius r as shown in the figure. Find the minimum velocity which should be imparted to the first bead so that the nth bead will fall in the tank after completing full circle in vertical plane as shown in the figure. It is a bead. So if it reaches the topmost point, it will fall. Velocity should not be root over of 5 gr. It should reach the topmost point. That will be surplus.
So but it is told that it means at the topmost point, the normal force should not become 0, right?
Bead.
Okay, sir, I got it. Yeah, answer 4 is correct, sir. Root over
Is it
4
bead?
gr will
It
apply.
reaches. Normal force here cannot become 0. It is not a string. For a light rod, what will you do? Minimum velocity is under root 4 gr. Bead का normal force 0 नहीं हो सकता है. It is like this. It is like a ring. Right? The bead will be sliding this way. If it reaches the topmost point, it will by default fall into that particular.
Sir, so can you please solve this?
Root over 4 gr. Speed of the nth ball should be for it to reach that point. Half mu square will be mg2r. U should be root over of 4 gr. This should start with root over of 4 gr to reach the topmost point. If it reaches the topmost point, it will fall into this. सही दिया है, 18 सही है.
So if we take it like a golf ball which is have to go around, so we'll get the wrong answer, right?
How will you change the question and imagine something which is not given in the question? How will
Yes.
you imagine that to be a ball?
So 15th one.
Bead. Bead.
So understood that.
Hmm.
So 15th one, can you just look?
हाँ 15 उन लोगों ने G10 ले लिया. Is that your point?
No, sir. Can you please? I'm not getting the answer. Can you please solve it?
In the arrangement shown. Pulley, thread or massless, mass of the plate is 20 kg. Right? That of the boy is 30 kg. Then normal reaction on the boy is equal to the weight of the boy when ... The boy applied no force on the string. The normal reaction on him is the system in equilibrium? If the system is in equilibrium, solution इतना डिटेल से दिया हुआ है. Now, if this is T, this is T, this is 2T, this will be 2T. Right? Normal force due to the boy. This will be T, this will be 20. Right? Now, as far as the boy is concerned, this is T, this is the normal force, this is 30. दिक्कत क्या है इसमें? N plus T is equal to this. 3T will be equal to N plus 20. There's only one problem in it. They have taken G to be 10, which was not told in the question. It should be taken as 9.8 if nothing is told in the question.
So B option गलत क्यों है?
The boy applied no force. Tension will become zero here.
Oh, so it will be free fall.
Free fall.
Yes, sir.
Implies paper was easy. पेपर तो बहुत आसान है यार इस हिसाब से.
हाँ सर.
इससे आसान पेपर कहाँ दे? A plus B whole square और B plus A whole square पूछ लेना है.
सर थोड़ा टफ टेस्ट रखो ना.
हाँ?
सर थोड़ा टफ टेस्ट रखो ना. TWT वो सब में.
Yes, sir.
इस टेस्ट के लिए हल्ला कर रहे थे लोग. पेपर वाज टफ. मेरी समझ के बाहर है. इससे आसान पेपर कहाँ मिलेगा आपको? Fine. Listen. Next class again, last half an hour, I will take up the doubts of the assignment of rotation. Okay. This question, what was the question number which we have to give for bonus? 6, right?
6.
6 means there is some flaw in the information given. I'll make that a bonus.
And so what about SHM doubts?
After that assignment to be done.
Also, I had conceptual doubt in SH.
Bolo?
So I had doubt in the derivation of coupled oscillators. Yeah. There, what have you taken as final acceleration of which point? Of which of the blocks or the center of mass?
No. You are asking d2x by dt square is the
Yes, sir.
acceleration of, right? Is that your question?
Yes, sir.
No. In a coupled oscillator, what you are calculating is maximum elongation to maximum compression to maximum elongation. So when you are calculating for this is M1, this is M2. What you calculated is d2x by dt square is mu by k into x, right? This is reduced mass. That means both are reduced to one particle system. This will be COM and this will be mu. This will be k. That means with respect to center of mass, two particle system is reduced to a one particle system of mass mu. So you are finding the acceleration of this particle mu.
So is it the center of mass?
This particle? No, the observer is at center of mass. Observer is at center of mass. And this particle, left side particle, you removed and made it M1, M2 upon M1 plus M2.
Okay, sir, understood. Sir, one more small doubt. Sir, in the problem in which you had taken a plank upon which there were two cylinders, so how did you determine the direction of friction?
Direction in which the point is slipping. They have given you in that question. This is rotating this way, say this way. This point is slipping in this direction. So friction will be, this is rotating like this. So this point is slipping this way, friction will be in opposite direction. Reaction of the friction on the plank will be this. Right? This point is slipping to the left, friction will be towards the right. Reaction of the friction on this will be in this direction.
So why is it rotating in opposite direction?
That is given in the question. The two wheels, they are not rolling. They are not rolling on the ground. They are fixed about the axle and they are made to rotate that. The two wheels are not rolling on the ground. They are fixed about the axle and they are made to rotate that.
Okay, sir, understood.
Fine. I'll take up the doubts of rotation assignment in the next class first, then we'll go to SHM booklet. Now listen, next class we'll deal with application of gravitation in SHM. That will effectively complete SHM. Till now SHM chapter is not yet over. Right? That's why I'm keeping the doubts of SHM pending. After the assignment, I deal with them. Next class, first I'll complete SHM. Fine with that?
Yes, sir.
See you people in the next class. Good day. Bye and thank you.